Hey, Anthony.
Anthony, you guys spent a couple days in the fall camp. What have you seen from the defensive line so far, and what expectations do you have as a group going into the season?
We have a lot of expectations, honestly. We wrote them on the board. Each player has different expectations for the D-line, and Coach Martin made us sign off on it, so I can't really name all of them. But one of them, I think it was Ricky Barber. He said he wanted multiple conference players in there. So, I mean, there's a lot of them. From my point of view, like, we're doing well right now. So.
Matt Lee also just mentioned Ricky Barber. What have you seen from him? Obviously, he's a new transfer. A lot of transfers this year, but what have you seen specifically from Ricky in practice? What can he provide?
So he fits well with his defense. He has experience with Coach Martin. You know, Coach Martin was his old coach for D-line, and now he's over here. And he's a really good player, really great player, honestly. He's really young. I wasn't expecting that, so I think, you know, once he gets to his senior year, he's going to be one of those guys.
Anthony, I know we just talked to Matt. He said, you know, the new strength coach, Chris Dawson, he's really into squatting and all that stuff. I know you love the weight room. How was the summer as far as that goes? Did you see some, you know, gains in some of the different lifts, and how did that go?
Most definitely. So I do love the weight room. I think, you know, all D linemen, O linemen, that's where it starts for us. But for the most part, you know, squat-wise, bench-wise, you know, hang clean, all the, you know, compound lifts or, you know, core lifts, everything's increased with Coach Dawson.
What's it like to have Kalia back in the mix?
Adds depth. You know, Kalia, you've seen what he did 2019 year. Having him gone 2020 year was, you know, detrimental, but having him back, you know, that adds depth to us, and, you know, basically another guy that's going to get after it.
Now that you have the spring and summer and a couple of days of fall camp, what is it like working under Coach Martin?
Interesting. He's more of a technique guy. You know, obviously the old staff, you know, each coach is going to be different. You know, with Coach Dawson, which was my freshman year with Coach Frost, and then Coach Burnham, and now Coach Martin, each coaching style was different. So Coach Martin is definitely a technique type of guy.
Anthony, what's kind of your outlook on the defensive line? I know last year, you know, there was guys missing. You weren't at full strength, but, you know, Kalia's back. You've got some transfers like Big Cat and Ricky. I mean, are you feeling that D-line could be a strength this year?
Most definitely. Producing some numbers right now. I don't want to, you know, bash the O-lineman right now, but it's only the first day, so we'll see if we can increase our numbers. And, you know, we have some competitions going on with the O-lineman offensive-wise. So I think with, you know, Big Cat, Ricky Barber, Kalia Davis, and then even some of the freshmen coming through, it's going to add depth, and we're going to, you know, kind of think of the 2019 year where we, you know, had that rotation.
Anthony, I know there was a lot of discussion about the performance of the defense last year. Do you guys feel like you come in with a bigger chip on your shoulder this year because of what happened last year defensively?
Definitely. Because, I mean, if you look at 2019 year and then the 2020, I mean, the only thing we had going for us was our turnover rate for the 2020 year. And then, you know, obviously we were 123rd in defense in the nation. But we don't want that again. So we have a big chip on our shoulder to get that number back up.
What did you learn about yourself during the 2020 season?
That COVID really kind of messed everything up. So what I learned about myself is that, you know, with that, what was it, 6 months? How long was it? Do you guys know? 7 months. 7 months that we had off or whatever. Like,
yeah.
It definitely, you know, changed everybody in, I don't want to say the worst way, but, you know, you went from sitting on the couch working out to now playing with a team. It was kind of different.
Anthony, I asked Matt a similar question from his perspective on the offensive line, but on the defensive line, when you're facing the offensive line, who you like to go up against in one of those battles like?
Ooh. Now, we talking run or pass? Do you just want both?
Both. Go for it.
So, Cole Schneider, I think, is one of the best offensive guards you can go against. He's aggressive. You have Matt Lee. He's very, you know, savvy. He knows his plays and what the defense is going to do. Lokahi, you know, he's an upcoming guy. You know, obviously he started last year. You saw what he can do. You have Marcus Tatum. I think he has great footwork, especially on the outside. You know, then you got Sam Jackson. He can play all around.
Anthony, what have you seen from Big Cat Bryant? What does he bring into the defensive line?
He brings so much energy. I've never seen a guy with so much energy that's that big. You know, usually big guys, you're sluggish, a little bit tired. He brings so much energy. He's here to play football, and he wants to play football.
Big Cat said during media day that he wants to prove that he's the best defensive player in the country. Do you see he's got that kind of potential?
Most definitely. The energy he brings and how he's playing, like, even when he messes up, he knows he messes up and he wants to go again. Like, most guys will just kind of like walk off to the side. I'm not talking about our, you know, defense or offense, but, you know, you've seen it in different colleges that do that. But he comes through and he wants to play.
I know it's still pretty early in camp. I think you mentioned earlier maybe some younger guys were doing well. Who are some of the guys that maybe stood out to you so far this summer or early in practice?
So today, Shoot really stood out. He made a couple plays and he brought some energy. Matthew's a young guy who just got here, but his technique is phenomenal right now.
What's it going to take for the defensive line to be more successful this season than last?
Let me think about that real quick. So last season we didn't really have a rotation. Technique-wise, I think we were sound, but weren't sound enough. I think if we're doing better technique-wise and have that rotation and we can make plays, I think it's just a number thing. And if we can start making plays now, it'll be a difference.
Anthony, all of the players talked about the mantra being "count on me." This year. What does that mean to you, and what does it mean as a whole for as a team?
So the count on me little thing that we have going on is just, if I look to the man to my left and right, that I can count on them to do their job, that you're going to count on me, that I'm going to do something, that I'm going to do my job. As a team, that it's a team sport. I have to count on the quarterback to make the play, to make the throw. I got to count on my defensive tackle to stay in his gap while I stay in mine. So that's what it means.
And then you've been here a few years. You've seen UCF at the top, and maybe kind of taking a step back to Cincinnati the last couple of years. What are your expectations for this season? I guess I assume you want to try to get back to that top spot.
So as I heard Matt Lee said with the conference, I want a national championship. That's what I want. I want to be at the top. I want to prove everybody wrong.
Gus Sedgman has talked about that, obviously, the last couple of months about he feels like this is a program that can consistently be up there and compete for national championships. Do you guys feel that way? I mean, do you feel like that this is the right step to get in that direction?
Most definitely. I think everybody feels that way, but right now we're taking it one day at a time. We're going to get through camp, fix our mistakes, critique everything, and then we'll take on Boise.
Anthony, how would you kind of characterize the vibe among the team right now? It seemed like there was a lot of energy with the coaching change this spring, and everyone's kind of rejuvenated. How would you kind of characterize everything going on right now?
I feel like everybody's more locked in. I feel like the vibe has changed a little bit. I don't know what the reason is, but I feel like everybody's really there, trying to lock in and wants to play.
Anthony, you mentioned how difficult last year was with COVID and everything. You guys didn't get a chance to bond as a team really during the offseason. Have you guys done anything this summer maybe to kind of build that, get that bond back together?
Yeah, we have some cookouts. Usually it's on a Wednesday. Obviously with class, so it's kind of hard for some people to be there. We did Drive Shack. I think we did two other things I can't remember off the top of my head. We've done some team bonding. I think we're also going to do during camp some more team bonding on our off days.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.